Hello everyone and welcome back to 4FS Gaming. This week we're going back to some gameplay videos to look at a handful of close fights. When your teammates are down and it's up to you to save the day, each decision really matters, because not everyone has godlike aim and can just head-click their way to victory. We're going to look at some tense battles, and I'll talk tactics as we go. I apologise if my voice sounds a bit strange today. I'm recovering from a cold, so hopefully it's not that terrible. But first, this video has a sponsor. Now, I've toyed with the idea of doing sponsored videos for a while, and I thought I'd see how you guys react. Basically, it helps me to justify the time and effort I put into making content for YouTube, because as most of my regular viewers are aware, I'm a full-time teacher, so I can't play Hunt all day long. So the sponsor for this video is Hunting Clash, a game for iOS and Android, and you can find the download link in the description below. Hunting Clash is free to play, and is essentially a hunting simulator in your pocket. The game will take you to a wide array of hunting grounds from all around the globe, which I can certainly appreciate as my city of Melbourne endures its 4th COVID lockdown. The game uses landscape photography to flesh out each location, and the sounds of nature do everything that can be done to create immersion when you're looking at a 12cm screen. Equip yourself with a vast selection of weapons, from sniper rifles to bows and a crossbow, each with their own set of strengths and limitations. There's also a bunch of exciting gear to aid in your hunts, such as sonars that reveal the positions of your prey, along with buffs and other power-ups. Now of course, it wouldn't be much of a hunting simulator without something to hunt, so Hunting Clash provides over 100 animals across its various biomes. This includes everything that you might expect, like deer and bears, but also crocodiles in the Valley of the Kings to satiate your more exotic tastes. There are even 2 player vs player modes to scratch that competitive itch. These are Duels and Championships. With weekly events and new adventures arriving all the time, Hunting Clash stays fresh, with lots to discover every time you jump back in. And the best part is, you can download the game for free through the link in the description below, and it will also support this channel. But sometimes you don't get to be the hunter. When playing Hunt Showdown, sometimes you feel like the prey. Your teammates are white skulls on the ground, multiple sets of footsteps are wrapping around your position, and you know that whatever happens, win or lose, this is going to be close. Keep calm, and remember first principles and good tactics. In this first match, it's night. I've made it brighter so you can see. My team approaches Stillwater and engage another trio. I swing right for a flank, but I have shit aim, so an enemy repositions to engage me.
No, one to the left as well. Hit once.
Now, I'm in a tight spot. I do have a good close range weapon, but there's no good cover to get to, and I'm one shot from death. Do I run and heal, or do I pray and spray? If you said pray and spray, well, that's the correct response. At this range, any attempt to find cover and heal would certainly mean death, especially as my teammates are busy and cannot provide cover. The enemy makes this mistake after I hit them. Instead of killing me outright, they try to run, which means an easy kill. Remember folks, that the fastest way to be safe is to make the enemy dead.
Pushing back.
Now what on earth am I doing here? Crouching still in a fight is a death sentence. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. But here I feel safe due to the cover and placement of my team. Even then, why am I standing still? What I'm doing is listening. When you're moving around, the sounds of your footsteps will often mask that lethal rotation that catches you out. In this instance, I hear nothing, but it's good to do a sound check if you are suspicious of an enemy flank. Now here it's all about positioning. The cover of the mounds puts the battle in our favour, and after exchanging shots it pays off with a double tap. This is the problem with being out of cover. If 2 enemies have line of sight on you simultaneously, things become extremely dangerous.
You got a zombie on your ass.
Yeah, fucking...
Fuck you think it was gonna happen?
They're on the road.
Motherfucker. Yeah, okay.
Oh, how the turntables. My teammates stack up and die in some concertina, but the old reliable quick swap will save the day.
Oh, nice shot.
Things can go very bad very quickly in Hunt, but it looks like this trio wipe is... Did you hear that? Footsteps.
Yeah, they did.
My first victim has been revived. Should I revive an ally to help me in the fight, or cover the bodies of my enemies?
I wasn't anywhere near where he threw the bomb and hit me anyway.
Oof, nice shot.
Option B is correct. Even without this concertina wire everywhere, stopping for a revive makes you very vulnerable when the enemy is so close. A lesson learned by that weird sister. Far too many people go for instant
Oh, he's
revives when they
100%
can,
watching our
and it
bodies.
loses them the whole fight. Let's move on to the next instance. Things start out really quite bad. My teammates are dead, and my poor initial positioning means that I couldn't even participate in the first fight. My foes have the good stuff, nitros, dolches, and they are hungry for kills. I don't really care if they burn my team, it's just Potter and Dan, but in this instance they probably should have. Forcing a surviving player to expose themselves is the main purpose of burning in Hunt, and pushing into a compound, especially one like Fort, to track down a hiding player is a much more difficult proposition.
Oh, fuck.
There's only a
Left. That's the one who killed me.
Nice tag. He's left side. Left side.
Airburst.
Nice hit. To your right. Round the corner. Nice. Good.
Now, I'm not the
Good thinking.
greatest at shooting and moving, but I must say I'm proud of that little engagement. It's the perfect example of how to use cover in close combat. Peeking for a split second to land shots, using explosives to prevent healing opportunities, reacting to enemy footsteps to inform positioning, and most importantly, re-peeking immediately after the enemy has shot and missed. This is all pretty important when the enemy is carrying a weapon that will put you down in a single hit. Now sometimes you need to play a little bit dirty. My weapon requires the enemy to close distance in order to be effective, so I wait like a trapdoor spider until I feel those footsteps are just close enough. This is why gauging distance by sound is so important. It then becomes a 1v1 game of cat and mouse. I know that I'm fighting a decent player, and he knows that he has to be careful because it would be bloody embarrassing if I solo wiped his kitted out team.
Shoot the red barrel.
Yeah, it's an asshole. Like that.
Oh, one tap and he's done.
We are both skittish, taking one shot and then repositioning, tracking each other using footsteps to try and get in that first hit to snatch the upper hand.
I wonder if it's got ammo. No.
That Dolch might.
Then the enemy disengages. He has led me away from his teammates, and I recognise that this may be a ploy to get in a sneaky revive. I reposition, but carefully, because I don't really know where he is.
You just stay outside, you can't let him get reses. To your right. Footsteps.
Now in the past, many viewers have given Potter flack in the
Yeah,
comments
they're
for
there.
his backseat gaming, but he also has really sharp ears, so it does come in handy from time to time.
Now to your left.
And I know what they
Watch out.
want. It's to revive their friend. That dead body is the bait. I sit and resume the form of the trapdoor spider.
It's another team.
And sometimes Potter has no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, he was rezzing.
Fuck!
Nice.
Very,
Well done.
very nice fight, man. GG. GG, well done.
Don't do that, they will think you're shit talking.
Now that was still very close, and it came down to a little bit of gunplay. When the enemy is being evasive, jumping and strafing all over the place, you will often miss if you try to aim and click on them. Rather, let them strafe into your crosshair, then fire. This also works wonderfully against people rushing you with melee weapons. Okay, one last encounter. We're in Alice Farm. Two teams are on approach, and things are about to get messy.
You just, basically 10 meters in front of me in the woods. You just show them,
Yep. Around there.
yeah, round there. But see, bottom left, yeah. Man.
Now these peak spots from the barn are great, but most players know about them by now, so take your shot and then leave immediately. Peeking it twice is a pretty good way to get yourself killed.
I think you got the invite line. Whoop.
Don't rush, bro, don't rush. Yeah, push me out that building. Play quiet.
In the chaos of the fight, my surviving teammate makes that classic mistake of working towards a revive too early and puts themselves out of cover in the middle of two teams. But what am I doing, just sitting in a field while he dies? Well, I know that there are remnants of another team in the tree line in front of me, and crossing out of my cover to assist would almost certainly get me killed as well.
That was you then. Was that a complete different team?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's have another look at that. The enemy strafes across and then strafes back. Reading enemy behaviour is a critical skill. This repeak means that they've seen me and are now lining up a shot. It's my cue to fire and move, which saves my life. After each engagement, it's always a good idea to rotate somewhere else. In this instance, I'm unlucky that the entire enemy trio rotated north as well. With no good cover until I reach either Darrow or the tree line, I am forced to engage.
Nice.
Hip fire, hip fire. Oh,
Done.
fucking legend.
Strafing and occasionally crouching helped me stay alive here until I traded for the team wipe, but this would have gone differently if I had have stuck closer to cover and used it more like the previous clip, timing my peeks to after an enemy miss. And that brings us to the end of the video. Hopefully you learnt something that will help you out in the bayou. Remember to check out this video's sponsor Hunting Clash by clicking the link in the description. It's free to download and it will help support the channel. Thank you as always to our amazing Patreon supporters, and also you guys for coming back week after week and watching. This is Ascendance from 4FS Gaming.